Hello everybody, it's Matthew Street. Welcome to my channel. So glad you're here. And folks, I've been like a little 3-year-old child lately. Because I've been asking the question why a lot. You know how a little precocious toddler will ask that question when they first learn to speak and they first learn to understand what's going on around them? They want to know why. Why? And you'll answer the question and they'll say, why? Or they'll follow with another question. Well, I've been asking myself why lately, and you know what? I've come to the conclusion, folks, that this right here, this thing is what makes it all worth it. Being here, being part of our little family here on YouTube. Whatever you want to call the family, doesn't matter what we call it. But this is what makes it worth it, folks. And you might be saying, well, Matt, why is a little envelope something so important to you right now at this time of year, at this stage in my tenure on YouTube, which is coming up on 5 years very soon? I can't believe it. And I asked myself, well, are we here to achieve some minor fame? Are we looking for some type of attention? Are we maybe hidden entertainers? Maybe we've always had that entertainment bug within us our whole lives, and this is a way for that to come out. Maybe we're here just to share our love for music with one another, or share our particular favorite music with others and make them aware of it. Some of us may be here because we just want to meet some new acquaintances and maybe even possibly earn a friend or two. Because let's be honest, we're not going to be best buds with everybody we meet here. I'd say 95% of the people I know here are just acquaintances, people I know and am friendly with through the technology, through YouTube. But friends, yeah, I've earned a few since I've been here. People you can really call a friend. Socialization, that's important, especially during COVID. I think we're here for socialization. Gather subscribers. Yeah, perhaps that could be a motivation. You want to get more and more subscribers, perhaps so you can earn some money, go into monetization and earn some money because of your views and your, however all those algorithms and all that stuff. I don't know how it works. Have no clue. But, it could be all those things, folks. Notoriety. We gain a little notoriety here. Whether we have 30 subscribers, 300, 3,000, 30,000, 300,000, 3 million. Doesn't matter. We're all looking for love. We're all looking to be liked. And you know my story. I mean, do I need to really go into it that much? I've talked about a little bit over the last 5 years. I mean, my parents, bought me these 2 albums when I was a young boy, and that's where it all began for me with the Beatles. These were the 2. That little 3.5-year-old Matthew Street bouncing up and down on his toy rocking horse in 1964 to these 2 albums. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Yeah, and they got gypped too, because they got this one as well at the same time. I think they thought it was a Beatles album, but it wasn't. So, but hats off to Mom and Dad for starting the Matthew Street obsession or joy of the Beatles and music in general, I should say. But my YouTube story as well. My interaction with YouTube prior to getting my own channel was basically just, a buddy of mine, my music buddy, my Beatles buddy, my music buddy. He was everything in that realm to me. He was really into YouTube before I was, and we were both kind of, weekend warrior guitar players. He was a much better musician all around than I was, but I messed around with the guitar for many years and enjoyed it. And he would tell me about YouTube and how there's great videos on YouTube where you can learn chords or follow along with a teacher as they showed you how to do a particular passage or segment from a song. So I used it for that, to learn music. I would occasionally look up Beatles or look up other artists I loved and see what was available that I could watch without having to own the VHS or the DVD or whatever. I could just plug it in on YouTube and watch a fun music video. Sometimes I watch crazy stuff too, people failing, remember all that stuff from years ago. So that was my exposure to it. And then my friend Larry passed away, my music buddy, my Beatles buddy, guitar playing buddy. And that devastated me. That was in 2016. And as the story goes, and those of you that follow my channel know it, that I was sitting around one day in the second half of 2016 after Larry had passed. And when it came to my music and Beatles love, I was lonely, folks. I was lonely. I was missing having that someone I could commiserate with and share the joy of the Beatles and music with and playing music. And so one day again, fighting around on YouTube again, I discovered some channels, people talking about the Beatles and music and other artists I loved. And the first 3 channels I ever saw like that were Mean Mr. Mayo's, Tim Allen's, and Ed from the King's Court. And then, of course, it branched off into many after that, after I discovered their channels. And I loved it. I said, wow, here's some guys, some people, girls and guys, who are into this kind of music that I love, who love the Beatles, who love talking about it, who love discussing it. And it sparked me to start my own channel way back in early 2017. I think it was January. And it just makes me so happy and feel warm all over to see how far it's come in the last 5 years and the wonderful people I've met. And sometimes it's just the little things you never expected that just fill you with such love and joy and happiness being here. I was a fan of this band called the Gripweeds since the mid-90s. It's their latest CD, by the way. And love this band. And the Kurt Rail and Kristen Pinnell Rail, loved them. They were like, they were like musical legends to me. I love the Gripweeds. And to see that within 5 years being here, I actually got to meet both Kristen and Kurt and interview them for a show with Stephen Schnee blows my mind. That could have happened because I arrived here 5 years ago. Or who would have thunk at that when I was that young teenager in high school buying Cheap Trick at Budokan. And little did I know, the reason I was holding this album in my hands is because this young man way back in the early 70s by the name of Marty got together with 2 of his friends and they formed a record company, an import record company called Gem Records, which was the major import company back in those days, in the 70s and into the 80s. And they broke this album in the United States. It was an import they were bringing in, and it got so popular here, it broke Cheap Trick. They had to hold off on releasing Dream Police, Epic Records, until the popularity of this died down. And here's their label, the old classic label, and their new label, Gem Records. But little did I know that one day I would get to meet Marty Scott from Gem Records and spend time with him and have a picture taken with him and meet him. And it knocks me out, folks, that these kind of little things can happen just by the love we have for music and our participation in a format like this. That I can meet a nice guy like a viewer, like Robert P. Out of the blue, a guy from Michigan. I'm from New England. We become friendly on YouTube, just as, channel and subscriber, viewer. You become friendly. We exchange some VCLT with each other. And the man, out of the kindness of his heart, he sends me beautiful CDs like this. Beautiful, beautiful CDs of material I frankly did not have until I received these. Beautiful. Where in the world, how would I have ever, without YouTube, ever met this gentleman and we could exchange gifts and I could receive something wonderful like that? I never would have met him. You know, he's way out there. I'm way over here. You know, what's the odds in life we would have met at some point or had the chance to communicate? Probably nil. I've had people that I haven't communicated with for years. You know, people I knew in the Beatles music periphery around here where I live that, you know, you lose touch with people over time. Where years, even decades went by. And because of my presentations and channel here on YouTube, they found me, so to speak. And I've had communications with them now. Again, we've rekindled some type of a relationship. You know, some more than others, but I'm in contact with these people that without this channel, without this format, I never would have maybe we never would have been in touch again. And I think of the nice VCLT I've received over the years, the last 5 years. And I've always tried to pay it forward. If someone sent me something, I would try to send them something. If I sent somebody something, they would always try to send me something. Great people. People that are generous, very caring, sharing. Wonderful people that I, again, may never have met. But back to the card. So why is something seemingly small like this so important to me? And I'll tell you the story of that. Because as I said, with meeting guys, many great, wonderful viewers and subscribers out there, but I mentioned my little Robert P. story. Well, there's another guy out there, Stephen Schnee. He just started watching my channel. He was one of the first people ever, maybe one of the first 5 that ever subscribed to my channel. Bless you, Stephen. Subscribed to my channel, started communicating with me. He loved what I was doing with the Beatles, which is his favorite band, but he loved power pop like I did. And make a long story short, we became fast friends, communicating all the time, publicly and privately. And he starts a channel. He says, I'm motivated now. I'm encouraged. I'm going to start a channel. And he did. And look how far he's come and the wonderful things he's done, especially with his recent super special Christmas special, creeping up towards like 2,000 plus views now, I think. God, so wonderful for Stephen. I'm so happy for him. We recommend music to one another, and he recommends music to me. And he recommends this album back in 2018 to me called Wilkerson. And he was beside himself, joyous, happy, smiling when he was talking about this album. A beautiful, beautiful album with a beautiful insert with the planet Earth on the back. It's a wonderful, wonderful album. And Stephen told me about this album, and I went out and bought it. And folks, it's probably one of the best albums I've heard in the last 20 years. Absolutely. Folks, you need to get the Wilkerson album. Beatlesque, pop, rock, ballads, uplifting, encouraging, joyous music, positive music, music that will make you smile, will make you laugh, will make you cry. It's beautiful. One of the most beautiful, well thought out, put together albums in my lifetime right here. And I want to give props to it. The Wilkerson album. Check it out. Please get it. Let me know what you think. And through that, through Stephen, through Wilkerson, and promoting the Wilkerson album on my channel a couple of years back when that came out, I got to get to know Danny Wilkerson himself. I got to meet Danny Wilkerson, get a picture taken with Danny Wilkerson, get his autograph. We exchanged personal information where I could personally contact him if I wanted to, and he could reach out to me. It just knocks me out. And so friendly and so wonderful to the point that I received Christmas cards from Danny the last several years. Every year he sends me a beautiful Christmas card with his family. And folks, I don't know what to say. I mean, something seemingly small like that, but do you know how much that means? To have an album that means so much to me, music that I love, that touches me deep in my soul, in my heart, and in my mind, and in my life. And to know that I know this gentleman because of being here on YouTube, meeting Stephen Schnee, getting to turned on to this music, that I could actually know this artist, meet him, and now every year we exchange a Christmas card with one another. I mean, folks, that's the kind of stuff, and I'm sure you all have your little stories, your little tidbits and personal experiences here, things you never expected that bring you so much joy from being here, from either having a channel yourself or being part of a channel, a subscriber or a communicator, or, you know, doing postings, whatever. And I say to myself, you know, this is what it's all about. Little things like this are what it's all about. Yeah, we all have our differences. We're going to have differences, folks. We're not going to get along and be best buddies with everyone here. But we can respect and enjoy and celebrate our differences. We can certainly do that. And we can find the commonalities and share the commonalities that we each have. And if we don't, then we move on to, you know, being buddies with someone else, but we can be respectful. But the one thing that we all love, the one thing everyone watching this shares with me and I share with you, is the music, folks. The music. This right here. This is why we're here, folks. This is why we love it so much. Right here, the music. All right, the music, the music, the music. This is what's the important thing right here. And those little extras, they're wonderful, they're magical and beautiful. Enjoy them, experience them, savor them. That's my little rant or spiel, I guess you could call it, for this pre-Christmas moment before Christmas Eve hits tomorrow. I just had some feelings I needed to share with you. I needed to get them out. I hope you don't mind. I hope you spent some time watching this and let me know what you all think. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays to all of you. My friends, my subscribers, everyone who participates in the Matthew Street channel, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, bless you. Take care. Bye-bye.